Deep within the jagged cliffs of the northern reaches, Blackthorn Academy stands as a monument to ancient prestige and hidden cruelty. But within these walls, the whispers of the past are drowned out by the screams of the present. Ren was a boy with nothing. No family, no power, and soon no hope. He was the perfect prey for those who feasted on weakness. Kato was the king of this cruel hierarchy. To him, Ren wasn't a person. He was a tool for his own amusement. Day after day, the torment escalated. Pushed downstairs, books burned, and dignity stripped away under the indifferent gaze of the faculty. In the darkness of the infirmary, there was Mira. She was the only one who seemed to care, the only light in Ren's world. She whispered promises of safety. But some smiles are sharper than any blade, and Mira's kindness was a beautifully crafted lie. The night of the blood moon arrived. The air grew heavy with the scent of old parchment and iron as they led him to the basement. There was no escape. The chains were cold, and the eyes of his peers were colder. They needed a sacrifice to keep their power. Ren looked to Myra for help, for a sign of the girl who bandaged his wounds. But she stood with the others, her tear a silent betrayal. The seal began to glow with a sickly violet light. The ground groaned as the barrier between worlds started to splinter and crack. Ren fell, not onto the stone, but into a bottomless abyss where time and space ceased to exist. In the dark, something ancient stirred. Then the eyes opened, the massive, burning crimson suns in the darkness. Demon King Veros had been waiting for a vessel of pure hatred. A voice like grinding stone echoed in Ren's mind. It offered him everything his enemies had stolen. It offered him vengeance. Ren reached out. As his fingers touched the demonic essence, black fire exploded, devouring the last remnants of the boy he used to be. Ancient symbols burned themselves into his skin, a covenant written in blood and darkness. The vessel was ready. Back in the chapel, the ritualists celebrated their success. They thought they had controlled the darkness. They were wrong. The floor erupted. Ren ascended, floating amidst a whirlwind of black feathers and shattered stone. He was no longer human. Kato charged with a silver blade, a desperate attempt to reclaim his dominance. But the era of the bully was over. Shadows rose from the floor like hungry specters, dragging Kato into a nightmare of his own making. Panic gripped the academy. The ground split open, and from the cracks emerged the legions of Veros, ready to claim the souls of the wicked. Finally, Ren stood before Mira. She didn't run. She didn't scream. She simply stared at the monster she had helped create. He didn't kill her. He did something worse. He forced her to see the truth of her own heart, the jealousy, the lies, the rot within. As the sun began to rise, the screams died down. Blackthorn Academy was a skeleton of its former self, a ruin of ash and bone. Ren walked away from the wreckage toward the distant mountains. The demons of the abyss bowed as their new king passed. The boy who was bullied is gone. In his place stands a warning to the world. Never betray the one with nothing left to lose.